Hi guys, I'm Lace and this is my channel, Feral Beauty. If you are new here and somehow found me from clicking on a thumbnail, I really appreciate it because, to be perfectly honest, I'm pretty shit at making thumbnails. So thank you for taking that leap of faith. And hopefully you enjoy whatever it is that you clicked on. And hopefully you enjoy this. So I'm actually making two videos for this content. The content is going to be similar, however, they're going to be geared towards different categories. So I'm gonna make one video specifically for fair olives like me, and then the other video is going to be for pretty much everybody else. I had this epiphany, and it's because I am currently on a no buy. And so I am trying very hard not to buy any new products, not to buy anything, but definitely not makeup products right now. And what has been really kind of cool and unexpected about this no buy is that it's got me thinking of ways that I can utilize what I do have already. And so it is summertime and I have gotten some color and my foundations have been looking pretty pale on me. And so I was like, shoot, do I need to buy another foundation so that it's in a darker shade so it matches me right now? And then I was like, no, you're on a no buy. You cannot buy a new foundation just because it's darker. So what can I do? So I was thinking, and I had this light bulb moment where I thought to myself, you know what? I should just mix in a little bit of a cream bronzer that I have that matches my undertone. And so that's why I'm making two different videos, one geared specifically toward fair olives and one for pretty much everybody else, because I really want to focus on the undertone for the cream bronzers or liquid bronzers. Also, if you've been on my channel before, what do you think of this lighting in particular? Because I'm trying out like all the lighting in my house, like all these different rooms and everything, because I'm trying to find an area in my house where I can pick the most accurate lighting, you know? I want everything to be as accurate as possible so that you guys could see everything the way it is in reality. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times I'll notice that things look a certain way in real life and it translates completely differently on camera. So if you have watched my content before, please let me know in the comments what you think of this lighting. I actually think it's really good. I think it's pretty accurate. The only setback with this is that it is smack between my kitchen and my living room. And so I feel horrible. I have to tell my husband to confine himself upstairs so that I have this space to myself for however long it takes for me to make a video. But you know, good lighting is good lighting. He doesn't mind. He probably does, but he's being really nice about it. So in both videos, I am gonna have this same intro, but the content is gonna be geared a little differently for each category. Going forward though, whichever video you end up watching, I think it's gonna be really helpful for you, whether you are having a hard time finding foundations that match your undertone, or you are having issues with your foundation not matching your summer skin tone. So I think that this is gonna cover all bases and really help you guys out and save you some money. So I truly hope that that's what happens. I hope that I could help save you guys some money. All right, let's get started. Let's get into it. All right, so let me help you save some money this summer and all summers going forward. Now I know I can't be the only one that has this issue, okay? I am really pale, and so I have my own certain shades of foundation that I usually wear all year round. However, in the summer, I somehow managed to get a little bit of color. I don't know how, because I wear so much sunscreen. I walk around with a parasol, okay? Yeah, like I know I'm that weird lady in the neighborhood walking around with an umbrella, okay? I don't care though. Like I avoid the sun like a vampire. So somehow I still got a little bit of color. And I had just bought this gorgeous foundation. And before you judge me, it was on sale for half off, okay? I have to throw that out there because it's a ridiculous price. But anyway, I just bought this about a month ago and I have fallen in love with it. It is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Foundation. I love the way this performs, is gorgeous, stunning. That's not what the video is about though. Basically, as much as I love this formula and the performance and the quality of it, since I got it about a month ago, within that month, I have already gotten a little bit of color. And so it's already a little too light for me. With the amount of money that I spent on this, I'm making it work, okay? I'm finding a way to make this work for me for the summer. And so I figured, let me find myself a good cream bronzer or liquid bronzer, whatever your preference is. Something that is going to be able to easily be mixed into your foundation. So the one that I found for myself that I really like is the one from Vive. This is her Modern Radiance Cream Bronzer. I really like this personally for myself because of the undertone. It has a really gorgeous olive undertone and I am a fair olive. So I have been mixing this with beautiful results. Now it's allowing me to customize my shade to help match my new color of my skin for the summer. So these new that I have for foundation, I can take care of it myself. I don't have to go out and buy a new shade, which is what a lot of us end up doing, unfortunately for our wallets. We usually go out and just cave. Like we will go and buy a new shade for summer. I know so many people that have their typical shades and then their summer shades. And hopefully this little hack of mine is gonna help you guys save some money. So I'm gonna show you what this shade, this is 0.3 Ivory Silk from Tom Ford. I'm gonna show you what this looks like on me. So you could see it is just a little too light right now for me. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I can deepen it up with that Vive cream bronzer. I'm just gonna use the bottom of a makeup brush that I don't really use to scoop out some color. I like to do this because then I put it on my hand and I allow that body heat of mine to really meld the products together. However, if you want, you could absolutely use a little spatula and a palette and mix them together on that. I know a lot of people have like sensory issues with liquids, creams, or anything on their hands. So whatever is easiest and best for you is what I would suggest to do. So I'm gonna go in, scoop a little bit out. It's always best to be conservative in this part because you could always add more of the darker shade. However, when you're mixing it in with a foundation like this at this price point, you don't want to have to keep adding more of the lighter shade, the foundation, to make it match. And I'm just mixing that together right in my hand right here. I'm just gonna apply this all over. Okay, so that is with nothing. That's before, this is after. And so this is the foundation mixed with the Vive bronzer. So it just deepened it up for me a bit to match me better as I am getting a little more color for the summer. But I'm gonna show you what it looks like by itself without that bronzer mixed into it so you could see the color difference. It's not gonna be a huge difference, it's a subtle difference, but it's what you want so that you don't have to go out and buy a completely new color. And this is it by itself. Okay, so that is it by itself. That is just the foundation in 0.3. And I hope that you could see this is a little too light for me right now. And this just has a little hint more color so that it matches me better for the summer. And I brought out some other options that you could look at. Basically anything in your collection that is either cream or liquid is gonna work for you. But I'm gonna show you some swatches as well, so hopefully that could help you get a good visual and maybe decide for yourself like which one you might prefer. Because also another thing you have to think about is that they're all gonna offer different undertones. A lot of bronzers are very warm, some are green, like this one from Vive, and some are gonna have really kind of pinky red undertones as well. And so you could use all of these not only to deepen your foundation shade, but to also kind of adjust what you have to match you better. So if you have something that you need to cool a little bit more to match you better, you could find one that has more of a pinky undertone. So I hope this is making sense to you. But actually in the other video that I'm making for this, I'm doing one for fair olives. And so for that, I chose to use this Vive one because it has that olive undertone. And then what's great too is with whatever product you're gonna end up using to customize your foundation shade, you just go right back into it. I've been using my N17 from BK Beauty and just apply that as your bronzer. And then that way it has that undertone mixed into the foundation shade, and it's just gonna make the look so cohesive. It's just gonna have this beautiful balance to it. And just go ahead and add that in wherever you typically put your bronzer on. So I always put mine up here a little, go down a little bit. I add a little to my ear and a little down my neck just so that it matches. So it's not just like this stripe of color, you know what I mean? And then I usually put some around my forehead and a little bit around my nose. And again, this is just to create that balance of color. But before I get sidetracked, again, I'm going to show you some other products that you can use to mix in with your foundation. But like I said earlier, you can use whatever is in your collection that is cream or liquid. So I brought a couple out. This is one of my absolute favorites. This is the one from Westman Atelier. It is the Bronzing Drops, and this is the Suntone Bronzing Drops in shade Soleil Parfait 1. I love this. It kind of has a little bit of a cooler, pinker undertone, at least on me it does. And it's such a great formula. It doesn't have a shimmer or anything to it. It dries down, I don't want to say matte, but it looks very skin-like. It looks incredibly natural. I love it. So this is a good option to mix into your foundation since it's a liquid. Another one is this cream one from Creal that I got. And this one is in shade Just Like Paradise, great for fair tones. You could even use something like this from e.l.f. This I have in shade Fair Light, but again, it's liquid. So you could just mix a little bit into, you know, your hand or a palette and mix in your foundation little by little and really customize it. Another one is the Radiance Gel Bronzer from Chantecaille. This one is very, very warm toned, like bordering straight up orange. So if you are more of a warm tone naturally and you want to warm up your foundation, this is a great option. And then two other ones that are really great that you could always mix in, and these are going to be more natural looking, even though all of these are pretty natural looking, but these are very sheer. And so these are by Makeup by Mario. This is his Transforming Skin Enhancer, and this is a very sheer cream formula. And then this one is his Bronzing and Shaping Serum. So you could either use this with the doe foot, or you could use it as the pump on top. But both of these are really beautiful sheer options. So if you wanted even more natural, this is a great way to go. All right, guys, so for the baseline, I'm gonna use the RMS Sun Cover Up Skin Tint, and that is baseline right there. And next, I mixed it with the Westman Atelier, the Suntone Bronzing Drops in shade 1, and that is this one right here. This second swatch here is going to be from the Creal Cream Bronzer in Just Like Paradise. That's this one. This swatch right here is gonna be mixed with the e.l.f. bronzer and contour in shade Fair Light. So that's this one right here. And then this last swatch right here, I mixed in the Chantecaille Radiance Gel Bronzer. I'm pretty sure there's only one shade of this, and that's this one right here. And so here are all the swatches. So from baseline and over. So this is the Westman Atelier drops. This is Sarah Creal mixed in. This is e.l.f. mixed in, and this is Chantecaille mixed in right here. So obviously these are going to look, I made them look a little darker so you guys could really see the difference in undertones. And I want you to understand, you definitely don't have to make them this pigmented, this dark. This is completely customizable. So you could add as much as you want to it, as little as you want to it, to really get that custom color for yourself so that it matches you for summer. So yeah, I hope that you can see on camera the difference in color. So this is just a hint too pale for me. I don't want to, like, I'm pale, but I don't want to look sickly most of the time. And this just matches me a little bit better for summer. So I hope that this hack is something you can utilize with whatever products you have in your arsenal, and that this is going to help you save a little bit of money and help you work with what you have. And it feels so good to make the products you have work for you instead of having to go out and find another product that is going to work for your current situation. So hopefully you learned something from this. All right, guys, so I hope that this content was helpful and useful to you. I hope that I'm going to help you guys save some money and utilize what you have, you know. I gotta say, being on this no buy has truly helped me kind of reevaluate what I have and finding different creative ways of using it to make it work for me. So maybe you can do that too, even if you're not on a no buy. It's just always fun to get really like creative about it and just like mix colors and textures together and just like dig in and see what you can get out of it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time. Take it easy.